I really like swing trading though because I believe it's accessible for pretty much everybody, right? You don't have to be looking or glued into your screen every day and spending hours and hours of the day just trading. It's something where it's a happy medium where if you do have some extra time and curiosity and persistence, and you want to put that and dedicate that into trading, swing trading will allow you to, in my opinion, get outsized gains in the markets. I think it's an investment vehicle that can really pay dividends. Even though I've used different products, I've had experience with other firms. You guys have a very unique product with the swing trading. So I was excited to see it. And yeah, I'm just getting into it. So I do like that it's accessible for so many people.
Okay, welcome everybody to another funded trader of Tradethepool. Today, Landon is with me, a new funded trader of the swing account, the max 40K. So we're gonna talk about his journey and of course about trading in general. How are you doing, Landon? Thanks for coming.
Doing excellent. Thank you for having me.
Alrighty, thanks. So let's start from the beginning. First of all, we have a lot of day traders and I did tons of interviews with them. Tell me a little bit about your journey. Why did you choose to go to swing compared to the day trading?
Yeah, so I've really, when it comes to the stock market, I've done it all. I've swing traded options, day trading, futures, basically every product and type of trading you could do.
Okay.
I really like swing trading though, because I believe you don't have to be looking or glued into your screen every day and spending hours and hours of the day just trading. It's something where it's a happy medium where if you do have some extra time and curiosity and persistence, and you want to put that and dedicate that into trading, swing trading will allow you to, in my opinion, get outsized gains in the markets. I think it's an investment vehicle that can really pay dividends.
That's for sure. Swing can easily be, like you said, accessible, and you don't need to leave your job, the 9 to 5 job, and you can still continue to trade pretty easily. So you said you already tried futures and options. How did you get into that, to the trading world?
Yeah, I'm not sure if everyone kind of starts off the same way, but you kind of start off with swing trading, I guess. Well, at least I did. Start off with swing trading, and then I'm like, hey, I'm not too bad at this thing. So then you hear about the day trading, right? And so try that and got crushed for years. Trading is a tough thing, and really the psychology is the biggest thing. I'd say just with my experience, if I could just kind of keep it short for the video, really what I've learned is that you can have a little edge with certain indicators, like a very, very slight edge, very small. But really the time in the trade really makes a big difference. And so I didn't know that starting out. And so I thought, day trading was going to be the way to do it. Right. You can have quick trades. And, I feel like there's basically any style of trading, you can make money if you know how to do it correctly and you have the right mindset. So, started the day trading, just didn't do great, went to futures, did a little better. And, but it was still tough. But what I realized is that I performed a lot better when I stayed in trades longer, right? So the longer you're in the trade, it seems like you have a better probability of success with it. And so I kind of just started the journey by just looking at other people trade, of course, looking on YouTube, things like that, just trying to find the best style that fit me. And so there's a few different ways I trade, but definitely swing trading is a big one that I use.
What you mentioned right now was very curious to me, because you said the longer you stay in that trade, the higher the chances for you to win. And when you think of it, if you're not in the trading world, you think of it, it's much easier to predict something that's going to happen in the next 1 minute comparing to something that will happen in 3 months or even a week, right? So it's interesting to the way you look at it, that actually the longer you stay, the higher success rate or higher chances for it to work. I actually didn't start off with swing. I started purely with day trading, and everyone around me always told me, you're doing something wrong. You need to go back and start swing and then continue to the day trading. So interesting to see what's the way, you start your journey and how you end it.
And I would add to that too, and you make a good point. And I'd say it's all relative, the timing piece, right? Because if you're day trading, you're not going to be in the trade for, days or anything. You're going to be in there for minutes or hours. So I've done that. And so over the years, right, it's relative. So if you are going to take a trade intraday, from my experience, the way I trade, for me, I'm not really going to trade just for a minute or 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Typically, I'm going to have a trade on for maybe a couple hours, right? It's still a day trade. And I guess I say this coming from my perspective because everyone's a little different. But for me, what works good is not saying, hey, I'm going to get into this trade and be in it for 5 minutes and try to scalp it and do some hyper scalping type of thing. If I'm going to intraday trade, I am going to be in there for at least a couple hours. And, there's another company, Trader Sync. I think those guys are great. I know you guys you have a relationship. Yeah, you guys have a relationship with them. So using a platform like that's great. I actually found that those guys, years ago. And so I have a lot of statistics, both with swing trading, day trading, futures, all that kind of stuff. And so what I've found out is that, staying in the trades longer, even if it's a day trade, relatively speaking, I have a better success rate. So if you're, like I said, intraday, some hours for me. If I'm doing a swing trade, instead of maybe doing 2 days or 5 days, maybe I'm in that trade for 2 weeks, whatever have you. So that's just what I found for myself.
Yeah, and I guess as you mentioned, it's very personal, right? Because there will be guys that will do scalping and hold their position for 1 minute or so, or a little bit longer. And it's also a cycle in life. When you start trading and when you're like 20 years old or so, you're probably gonna aim more for day trading just because of the adrenaline and the fast keyboard and just the decision making of it. And as you grow and shift, you got family, whatever it is, in most cases, you will lean a little bit closer to the swing part or holding position, even if it's day trading position, holding it a little bit longer, I guess. I see it's happening all the time with our traders.
Right.
All right, so I'm going to share your dashboard, my screen, to show the guys at home how it looks like. For those of you not familiar, every trader gets his own dashboard, so you can track your stats and really see the progress in the evaluation. Let's see how you did. So like we said, you're actually trading the max swing 40K, meaning $40,000 of buying power, and it's a swing program, so you can hold overnight positions, unlike the day trading program, which will fully liquidate your position at the end of the day. So in this case, you hold your position overnight. You needed to reach 6,000, which is 15%. And in this case, the max one is 100 days to pass the evaluation. If you choose the flex, it's unlimited time. And you did it very nicely, actually very fast as well. You started on July 31st and then reached the target literally 5 days after, right? It's incredible to see. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I don't recommend trading like this at home. You guys, definitely not for the faint of heart. And really, because it's an evaluation, and this is just something for, to share from my personality, is I do like to get the evaluations out of the way as fast as possible because I've been trading for so many years. And with that being said, it's not a good habit. So I'm not telling everyone to go out and pass it as fast as you can. But I actually do want to showcase some of my trades and share with, the community when it's actually real money. That's really when I, will take it more serious, right? So I've done the demo trading and all that kind of stuff. Now, I know this is not demo trading. This is not that. But obviously, this is evaluation. So I'm not necessarily earning money yet, right? So my whole thing with this is, I wanted to pass as fast as possible. And I saw a really good setup in the market. And so I took advantage just so I could get to the funded stage a little faster, obviously.
Yeah, and you did it very nicely, 66% success rate, which is high and good. The 1.1 on the risk reward, we'll talk about that in a second. I guess for the at least expected, when it comes to swing trading, since you're holding your position longer, it makes sense that it will get you a higher risk reward, right?
That's right.
Okay, a few other stats. As you mentioned, your duration is 5 hours generally, at least here. 1.9 on the profit factor. Scrolling down to your closed positions, you can see very common stocks, right? Amazon, Nvidia, Qs, Home Depot, EA, and such. This is something that you usually trade. Those are the stocks that you're aiming for when it comes to swing trading?
No. So because like I was telling you, my journey, right? What I have been the most successful at now is actually trading, futures, or you could say forex. So like I said, I've been doing this for a while, and these stocks here, or assets, however you want to kind of name them, really a lot of these are proxies, right? Of I should say the market is, or they act like proxies for the market. So basically, if you have the SPY, or I guess the equivalent is the ES, or you have YM, or you have NQ, when you're looking at those assets, those futures or indices, if it's the QQQ, SPY, whatever, a lot of stocks will closely follow those. And so those big name stocks most of the time will follow those. And so really I was just watching the futures, right? And so I saw a good setup. I understood that I could definitely leverage into those types of stocks. And then obviously it's important to diversify. And in this case, because it is a valuation, there are some rules you have to follow, right? You can't just trade the one big trade. You need to be in multiple trades and have a bit of consistency, so to speak, or a cap. So I just took advantage of the fact that I knew these were going to be closely related and move in unison for the most part. And that's why I got into those. But that's not typically what I'll trade if I'm swing trading.
But that's a great technique. I talked about it in one of the webinars previously, diversification and the way, a lot of the guys are moving from forex to futures, or from futures to stocks, but it's not just shifting it completely, but actually taking advantage of your knowledge, as you exactly did, taking advantage of your knowledge from futures and apply that or use that in order to leverage your equities trading, right? Because everything, the market is correlated and connected. So once you understand the connection between them, you can actually benefit a lot more than just trading the underlying.
That's right. Yeah.
Amazing. Landon, that was great. I'm sure the guys that just listened will get a lot of what you just shared with us. I wanted to ask you a little bit about TradethePool. You've been with us for a few evaluations before, right? Before passing this one. Tell us what's the difference between the first evaluation that you took and the one that you just passed.
So actually the first evaluation I took was a day trading evaluation. This was some years ago. Might have been at least a couple of years ago. And the difference, you guys have definitely made some changes. For instance, you didn't have the swing trading product back then. Mm-hmm. And I was actually interested back then in it. But I just wanted to dip my toes, I guess, so to speak, with the day trading when I first started. And so anyhow, coming back into the fold some years later, I saw that you guys had the swing trading product out there. And I'm like, you know what, this will be a good time to, kind of do business again with you guys and see how it is, test it out. And so I'm excited to get into it. But the difference really is just going from day trading to swing trading. I found it very easy. And by the way, I really do appreciate the mobile app and desktop app that you guys have. Like, it's very seamless. It works better than some of the big brokerages, out there. So, a really good experience with that.
That's great to hear. Appreciate it. Amazing, Landon. So maybe we will do another one after you get your payout, so you can share the result. And as you said, now that you're making money, it's actually even better to share it with the guys in the community, and just let everyone know, we are here. This is the real opportunity in the market when you're trading with limited risk. Just evaluation fee one time, and that's it. From there, it's you against the market.
Yeah, that's right. I'm excited for that. And I definitely just want to see, because I have actually had experiences with good and bad experiences with other firms. There's a lot of them out there, and I will say that you guys have high marks. And so that's why I, wanted to try out the swing trading product, even though that's not even the primary thing I trade. You guys have a really good name. So I'm like, you know what, like I would like to try swing trading with a prop firm, because I haven't done that. I haven't done the swing trading with a firm. and it wasn't like my first go-to, but I'm like, well, you have a good company and then something I have been interested in. So it just kind of matched together and I'm like, okay, let's do it. So I'm excited to, get the first payout and see how it is.
Yeah, and it worked for you perfectly. So that's great. Good move. Alrighty. Thanks so much again, Landon. And for those of you who want to go and check us out, go to tradethepool.com. See you on the next video. Bye for now.
All right. Take care.